1. Introduction. My name is Jane. I am a young woman living in the city. My home is a small apartment which I find comfortable. I live alone. My life is usually very quiet and simple. Each day often feels the same. I wake up, make tea, then go to work. I work in a small bookshop in the city center. I love books and I enjoy my job. I help people find new stories. After work, I return home, cook a simple dinner, and often read a book before sleeping. This is my quiet, simple life. It is not very exciting, but it is peaceful and calm. I have lived this way for many years. One day, something new happened. It was a normal morning. The sun was shining. I was getting ready for work when I heard noises next door. The apartment next to mine had been empty for many months. Now I heard sounds of movement. It meant a new person was moving in. I felt a little curious. I wondered who my new neighbor would be. Later that same day, I saw him. He was a man carrying many big, heavy boxes. He moved them into the apartment. He was tall and looked kind. He also seemed a little shy. He had a very nice smile. When he saw me in the hallway, he smiled. I smiled back. In that moment, I felt something new inside me. It was a warm feeling in my heart, a feeling I had not known before. His name was Jack. I learned his name soon after. I did not understand why, but I felt a strong feeling. It was a feeling that my life would not stay the same. My quiet and simple life might change a lot. This new neighbor, Jack, seemed special to me. I had never felt this way about meeting someone new. It was a strange feeling, but also a very good one. I had a sense that something important was going to happen. My calm days might become different and full of new experiences. I felt an immediate connection to him. It was a new and surprising feeling. My quiet life was about to change, and I felt ready for it. I looked forward to seeing him again. 2. A first meeting. One evening, a soft knock came at my apartment door. I opened it and saw Jack standing there. He had a friendly smile. He looked a little shy. "Hello," he said. "I am sorry to bother you. I am baking a cake, but I do not have any sugar. Can I borrow some from you?" I smiled back. "Of course," I said. I went to my kitchen and found the sugar. I put it in a small bowl and gave it to him. He thanked me. His smile was kind. "The cake will be ready soon," he said. "Would you like to come to my apartment later and try a piece? It would be nice to have company." I felt happy about his invitation. "Yes, I would love to," I replied. Later that night, I walked to his door. I felt a little excited. Jack opened it and led me into his living room. The sweet smell of fresh cake filled the air. He had made a chocolate cake. It looked very good. He offered me a slice. The cake was delicious and very sweet. The cake was nice, but our talk was better. We started to talk, and we did not stop for a long time. We sat on his comfortable sofa. He told me about his work. He is an architect designing buildings. He asked me about my life, too. Soon, we found many things we both liked. We both love reading books. We talked about different stories. We also liked similar music. It felt easy to talk to him. The hours passed quickly. We discovered we both enjoyed quiet evenings at home. He told me about his family. I shared some stories. It felt like we had known each other for a long time. I felt very comfortable with Jack. His eyes were kind when he listened. He laughed at my jokes. I laughed at his. We shared many thoughts. It was a wonderful first meeting. By the time I left his apartment, it was very late. I felt a new happiness inside me. It was a special evening. 3 small moments. After our first meeting, Jack and I started to see each other very often. It was not something we planned, but it happened naturally. We would meet in the hallway, sometimes in the morning or sometimes in the evening. It quickly became a nice routine that I looked forward to. Each time we met, we would stop and talk for a few minutes. These conversations were often short, about our day or the weather, but they were important to me. They were like small gifts of time. One afternoon, I was coming home from the bookshop. My shopping bags were very heavy. I struggled to open my apartment door. Suddenly, Jack was there. He had just opened his own door. He saw my struggle and walked over. He took 2 of my heavy bags. "Let me help you with those," he said with a kind smile. He carried them into my apartment for me. I thanked him many times. His help made my day much easier and warmer. Another evening, I saw Jack coming home very late. He looked tired. I had just made some hot tea. I thought maybe he would like a warm drink. So I made an extra cup and knocked softly on his door. When he opened it, I offered him the cup of warm tea. His eyes looked surprised, then a happy smile appeared. "Thank you, Jane," he said. "That is very kind of you." He drank the tea slowly, and we talked for a little while. It was a simple moment, but it felt very special. These small moments, these brief talks and acts of kindness began to mean a lot. I started to look forward to them every day. I would listen for his footsteps in the hallway. When I heard them, my heart would beat a little faster. It was a strange feeling, but it was a good feeling. I often found myself thinking about Jack. I would remember his smile or something funny he had said. Sometimes I would find myself writing his name in my notebook or on a piece of paper. I did not plan to do it. It just happened. I would then quickly erase it, feeling shy about my thoughts. I tried to tell myself that these feelings were just friendly. He was a good neighbor, and that was all. But deep inside my heart, I knew it was more than just friendship. My feelings for Jack were growing stronger every day. I was slowly starting to understand that I was falling in love with him. It was a big, new feeling for me, and it made my quiet life feel exciting and full of hope. Every small moment with him made my world brighter. I wanted more of these moments. I wanted more of Jack in my life. For a rainy day, it was a normal afternoon. I was at my job in the bookshop. Outside, the sky looked gray. Soon, rain started to fall. At first, it was light. Then, the rain became very strong. It hit the windows of the shop. I looked outside and saw the streets getting wet quickly. I knew I had forgotten something important that day. I had left my umbrella at home. When my work day finished, I had to leave the shop. The rain was still falling heavily. I felt a little sad because I knew I would get very wet. It was also a bit cold. I put on my coat and got ready to walk fast to my apartment. I opened the door of the bookshop and stepped outside. The cold rain touched my face. Then I saw someone standing nearby. It was Jack. He was holding a big black umbrella. He looked at me and smiled. "I thought you might need this," he said. I was very surprised. How did he know? It was a very kind thing for him to do. My heart felt warm, even though the air was cold. He held the umbrella over both of us. We started to walk together. The umbrella was big enough for 2 people. Our shoulders touched slightly as we walked. I felt very safe and happy next to him. The sound of the rain was loud around us, but we did not feel it. We were dry under the umbrella. As we walked, we began to talk. Jack told me stories about his childhood. He talked about growing up in a small town. He told me about his family and his favorite games when he was a boy. His stories made me smile. It was nice to hear about his past. I learned new things about him. Then, it was my turn to share. I told him about my dreams for the future. I told him I wanted to travel. I wanted to see many new places around the world. I wanted to visit different countries and learn about new cultures. He listened carefully to every word I said. Jack also shared his own dreams. He told me he dreamed of building a large library one day. He wanted it to be a beautiful place for many books and many people. It was a wonderful dream. We both felt very happy sharing these personal thoughts. The rain was still falling hard, but inside I felt very light. We felt closer to each other than ever before. It was a special day, even with the bad weather. 5. A small problem. The evening started with a happy feeling. Jack and I had plans to meet for dinner. We chose a small, cozy restaurant near my apartment. I put on my favorite dress. I wanted to look nice for him. My heart felt light as I walked to the restaurant. I arrived a few minutes early. I found a table by the window. I looked out, waiting for Jack to come. Minutes turned into half an hour. Then an hour passed. I checked my phone many times. There were no messages. I felt a small worry begin in my stomach. Maybe he was just late. The waiter came to my table twice. He asked if I was ready to order. I told him I was still waiting for my friend. Other people in the restaurant ate their food and left. Still, Jack did not arrive. The happy feeling slowly disappeared. It was replaced by hurt. 2 hours passed. The restaurant was almost empty. The staff began to clean. I knew then that he had forgotten. My eyes felt warm with tears. I paid for my drink and left the restaurant. I walked home slowly, feeling very sad. When I reached my apartment, I did not want to talk to anyone. I just wanted to be alone. Later that night, I heard a knock on my door. It was Jack. I did not want to open it. I was still too hurt. But he knocked again, louder this time. I walked to the door and slowly opened it. Jack stood there. His hair was messy, and his clothes were not neat. His face looked very tired and worried. "Jane, I am so sorry," he said immediately. "I forgot about our dinner. I had a big problem at work. An urgent project came up. I had to stay late. It was a real emergency. I could not leave." He looked very sad. I could see he was telling the truth. He truly felt bad. I looked at his tired eyes. My anger started to go away. "I waited for a long time," I told him. My voice was soft. He nodded. "I know, and I am so sorry I hurt you," he said. "It will not happen again." I knew he meant it. I understood that sometimes things happen that we cannot control. It was not easy, but I forgave him. That night, we learned something important. Love is not only about happy times. It is also about patience, understanding, and learning to trust each other, even when things go wrong. We talked for a long time. Our small problem became a chance for us to grow closer. 6. A nice surprise. It was my birthday. The morning was quiet. I woke up and the sun was shining, but I felt a little sad. No one had called me. No one had sent a card. I thought maybe everyone had forgotten my special day. I made myself a cup of tea. I sat by the window and looked outside. The street was busy, but my apartment felt very still. I spent the day reading a book. I tried to feel happy, but it was difficult. As the evening came, the sadness grew. I looked at the clock. It was late. I thought, this is just a normal day. I started to prepare a simple dinner for myself. I felt a little lonely. Suddenly, there was a knock at my door. It was a soft knock, then a louder one. I was surprised. Who could it be? I walked slowly to the door and opened it. There stood Jack. He held a beautiful cake in his hands. It had bright candles on top. Jack smiled a big smile. Then he started to sing. "Happy birthday to you," he sang. His voice was warm and kind. My eyes opened wide. I could not believe it. I felt a rush of happiness. All my sadness disappeared in one moment. "Happy birthday, Jane," he said, still smiling. He held out the cake. The candles glowed softly. I felt tears in my eyes, but they were not sad tears. They were very happy tears. I felt so special. Jack invited me into his apartment. When I stepped inside, I saw even more surprises. His living room was full of decorations. There were colorful balloons floating near the ceiling. A long banner said, "Happy birthday, Jane." bright, small lights twinkled everywhere. There were fresh flowers on his table, beautiful and sweet-smelling. On the table, there were also gifts. Jack had wrapped them in pretty paper. He pointed to them. "These are for you," he said. I opened the first gift. It was a new book by my favorite writer. Then I opened another. It was a book about travel with many pictures of places I wanted to see. Jack remembered everything I had ever told him. He knew I loved books and dreamed of traveling. He was so thoughtful. Finally, he gave me a small, wrapped box. I opened it carefully. Inside, there was a beautiful silver necklace. On the necklace, there was a tiny, shining heart. It was a very special gift. Jack looked at me with kind eyes. "This is for you," he said softly, "because you are in my heart." My heart felt full of joy. This was the best birthday surprise ever. Jack had made my day truly wonderful. I felt loved and cared for. It was a perfect, happy end to what started as a lonely day. I knew then that Jack was a very special person in my life. 7, saying I love you. One summer night, the air was warm and soft. Many stars shone brightly in the dark sky. The moon was a thin, gentle smile above us. Jack and I went for a walk in the park. It was a beautiful evening, perfect for being outside. We walked slowly, side by side, enjoying the quiet. Our hands sometimes brushed against each other. A soft wind blew through the tall trees. The path was lit by old lamps. It was a perfect night, full of peace. We did not talk much, but the silence between us was comfortable. Every step felt light. After some time, we found a quiet bench under a big tree. The park was very peaceful. Only the soft sound of crickets could be heard. We sat down, close to each other. My heart felt excited. Jack turned to me. His eyes were kind and full of warmth. He took a deep breath. "Jane," he began, his voice soft, "I need to tell you something important." My heart beat very fast. I waited. "From the very first day," he continued, "when I saw you next door, I liked you. I liked your smile. I liked your quiet way. Every day I liked you more. You are special to me." My mind was full of feelings. I knew what he meant. I felt the same. My hands felt a little cold, but my heart was very warm. I looked back at him. "Jack," I said, my voice a little shaky, then stronger. "I love you." It felt so good to say those words. They had been inside me for a long time, waiting for this moment. It was a big, true moment. A big, happy smile came to Jack's face. He reached for my hand and held it gently. His hand was warm and strong. We sat there, not speaking. The silence was not empty. It was full of our new feelings. We looked at the bright stars, then at each other. We both smiled, a happy, peaceful smile. All the waiting, all the small moments, all the feelings led to this beautiful night. I felt a deep calm and happiness. The world felt right, exactly as it should be. It was a moment I would never forget. It was the start of something new and wonderful. 8. A happy future. Time passed quickly. Jack and I spent many, many days together. Our love for each other grew stronger with each passing week. We found joy in simple things. We often cooked meals together in my kitchen, trying new recipes. Sometimes we just sat quietly on the sofa, reading our books side by side. We loved to take long walks in the park near our apartments, especially when the sun was shining. We talked about everything during these walks, our day, our memories, and our dreams for the future. Each moment with Jack felt special and important. Jack was working hard on a big project for his job. It was a design for a new public library. He spent many hours drawing detailed plans and making small models. I often watched him work at his desk, feeling very proud of his talent. He showed me his ideas, explaining the different parts of the building. I could see how much he loved his work. His dream of building a library was slowly coming true, and I was happy to see him follow his passion. One evening, after a peaceful dinner that we cooked together, Jack looked at me with a warm smile. He took my hand in his. His eyes were full of love and hope. He asked me a very important question. "Jane," he said, his voice soft, "will you live with me? Let's make one home together." My heart felt so full of happiness. I did not need to think. I said yes right away with a big smile. It was a wonderful moment, a promise of our future. After that, we started to make our 2 apartments into one bigger, shared home. It was a fun and exciting time. We moved furniture, combined our books, and decided together where everything would go. We painted some walls and decorated with things we both loved. Slowly, our separate lives became one shared life, full of comfort and warmth. Now, every morning, I wake up and see Jack's kind smile next to me, or hear him making coffee. It is the best way to start a new day, feeling loved and safe. Every night, he holds my hand gently until I fall asleep. I feel peaceful and content. My life used to be very quiet and simple, but now it is full of warmth, laughter, and new adventures. Jack has brought so much happiness into my world. I never thought I could feel this much love, but it is true. I love him with all my heart, and I know he loves me too. Our future together looks bright and full of promise. This is our happy future, full of love and peace. I am so thankful for Jack. My life is truly wonderful now, with him by my side.